What's up? What it do? What it does? It's your girl, Cristal Bubblin. Welcome to this week's episode of Shade Shenanigans, powered by Next Mood Swing, where I just talk shit about things that went down this week. And, you know, I read your letters too. So, again, feel free to DM me or hit me at sendshade@gmail.com. First, let's get into the mess. All right, Megan Thee Stallion is asking a judge to reprimand Tory Lanez for his alleged conduct during a recent deposition. Her legal team are calling his actions disruptive, inflammatory, and inconsistent with the basic norms of civil litigation. Now, all this is part of another lawsuit against a blogger named Milagro Cooper. And the lawsuit against Cooper says that the blogger used social media accounts to spread defamatory statements, deepfake porn videos, and outright lies about Megan at the command of Tory Lanez. So Tory was called to give this deposition in the case, and Megan's attorney said he acted like a total idiot. He said he acted like he didn't understand the meaning of basic words, including discuss and approve, and that Tory also made petty misogynistic jabs about Megan's attorney's hair color and appearance, and they call that an act of pure harassment intended to belittle rather than respond to questions. The lawsuit also includes an email from the law firm. Okay, so the law firm who represented Tory Lanez in the criminal trial, which is why he's in jail right now, has sent a letter reminding everyone they are not representing him in this case, which is a civil trial, and that if the judge wants to hold Tory in contempt, they are okay with that. Now, Mighty Menace, they already sat you down for 10 years. Sit your ass down. You would think that now you would just cooperate and do the right thing. Like, get yourself some time off for good behavior, but you out here just being a petulant idiot. You gonna get yourself more time. Now you gonna be in contempt of court. Brother, ill. 100% brother, ill. While we're down to the courthouse, let's talk about Drake. He and his legal team are doubling down on their claims against Universal Music Group, insisting that their promotion of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us was a targeted attack. Duh, nigga. Like, Kendrick came for blood, okay? It was a 100% a targeted attack. So earlier this week, Complain Papi, I can't take credit for that, but I think it's hilarious, filed an amended complaint to his defamation lawsuit against the record label. He claims that the label used Kendrick Lamar's wins at the Grammy Awards and the halftime performance of Not Like Us during the Super Bowl to further damage Drake's reputation. I mean, hello, Captain Obvious. Yeah, that's what happened. Because you nasty. Because you spend too much inappropriate time around children. Okay, so the rapper's legal team claims that Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show was shown to over 133 million people who had never heard the song or any of the songs that preceded it. Drake, I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. How in the world could you believe that these 133 million people never heard Not Like Us? Not Like Us closed out 2024 in the #1 spot on Apple Music's year-end global songs chart. That ain't America. That ain't Canada. That ain't just Mexico. The globe. It was the #1 song globally. And it has, I gotta read for this, it has 1,408,149,638 streams on Spotify, and that's as of yesterday. I didn't look today. Do you know how many 133 millions are in 1,408,000,000 streams? I'm sorry, Drake. You lost the battle. Just take your L, make that Target music that you like, and move on with your life. You know what? Go be a dad. How about that? Go be a dad to them childrens. Am I the only one still watching Love and Hip Hop? Somebody just let me know. In the meantime, Princess Love and Ray J sent social media into a spiral when they were spotted tonguing each other down at the Millennium Tour. The next day, Princess posted a story on the gram saying, "Never drinking again. Never mix tequila and Tito's." Well, girl, I could have told you that. College bubs could have told you that. Well, honey, Princess's act of remorse triggered a temper tantrum from Ray J, who got on live and ranted, "Princess did taste good yesterday when I was kissing her. I reminisced. I love her, but I don't fucking like her right now. She's my everything, but I'm her fucking nothing. She was kissing me like when we first met. Don't ever do that to me again and play with my emotions, ever." I just find it hilarious when men can't handle what they dish out, because Ray J been cheating and playing in Princess's face for years. He pushed that woman in the pool. I still ain't forgot that. He pushed that woman in a pool, and now he can't handle sis treating him like the little, jump off that he is. It's okay, Ray J. Like, calm down. This would be the sixth time y'all spun the block, and y'all need to figure that out. They're on Love and Hip Hop Miami doing the same thing too. So it's just a complete mess. Out here in the real world, a new survey from the dating app BLK found that COVID kids, people who came of age after the COVID pandemic, are struggling to make real world connections. I mean, to this, I say duh too, because we see it every day. BLK surveyed users who were in high school during the pandemic, and the data paints a picture of stalled social growth. Before the lockdown, 32.7% of respondents hung out with friends regularly, and 28.2% hung out with friends daily. Now, over half of those people report discomfort or outright avoidance when it comes to socializing. 36.1% say they feel awkward or uncomfortable during hangouts, and 20% admit that connecting without a screen feels daunting. This is why you see everybody at dinner, even at concerts, all they do is have their phones out. They don't know how to interact anymore. And, it's partially from being trapped in the house for 2 years, but also I believe, the people that were immediately around them probably didn't encourage them to reach out, to try to make those connections. Friendships also took a hit. Over 1 in 4 lost touch with most friends during the lockdown. And even now, 19.2% feel socially drained after hangouts. Now this I can understand. I mean, I feel socially drained after a day at my 9 to 5, because just talking to people be peopling, and it's a lot. It's a lot, honey. It's hard. On an up note, 44.5% report feeling energized after hanging out with friends, which signals hope and potential for reconnection out here in the real world. I mean, you guys, I grew up in the 80s, the 90s, before cell phones, before iPads and all that. I'm dating myself, but that's fine. And we used to actually talk to each other. You would find things in common. Like, if you're a kid, we have the same bike. Now we're best friends forever. Now it's just different. You see somebody. I don't know what that was, y'all. Now it's just different. You see somebody with a wig, go over and say hi. Y'all might have some wigs in common. You know what I mean? Y'all might have similar makeup styles in common, or similar artists. Y'all might hate Drake as much as I do. We could be best friends just off that alone. You just got to reach out and, like the song said, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Okay, I guess in a post-COVID world, you shouldn't reach out and touch somebody's hand. But, spark a conversation. Wear your mask, though. Oh, y'all. Why I'm in a mess. Okay, because in Watch Your Mouth news, all right, now last week we talked about the woman who spent $10,000 on a dating coach, met her man, they've been together for a year, they got engaged like 2 months ago, and they're getting married in 5 months. We talked about that, right? Child, why did I receive messages letting me know I am 1 degree of separation away from these people? Like, for real, Jesse, for real. Okay, and here's the thing. So one of my friends knows the woman that paid the dating coach, and they're really close friends. And I was just like, when she messaged me, I was just like, oh. But I ain't say nothing bad about you, girl. I ain't say nothing bad about you, girl. I even said that you made good points about having coaches, you know, in fitness and finance and career. So why not have a coach for your love life? I think that's a great point. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great point. Just because I wouldn't do it don't mean that's not a great point. And then one of my other friends knows the guy, not the dating coach, the fiance, the $10,000 man. And like a year or two ago, not a year or two, because they've been together a year. It was like 2 years ago. Somebody tried to hook my friend up with that very guy, but they didn't hit it off. So, that's a lesson for everybody. Watch who you talk about, because you never know. Now, does that mean I'm gonna stop popping my shit? Not at all. But I just thought that was really, really crazy. And so the friend of mine that's friends with the woman, she had a birthday party, and I just couldn't make it to the birthday party. She told me if I had came to the birthday party, I would have met them. Y'all, this world is entirely too small. So, watch your mouth. All right. And I'm talking to myself now. Watch your mouth. All right, let's talk about people that want me to talk about them. You can DM me or email me, sendshade@gmail.com. And on socials, I'm Cristal Bubblin everywhere. So feel free to DM me if you got some tea, if you want some advice, and if you just feel like telling your business, because I like talking about people's business, as you can see. So the first letter: my boyfriend made a lot of money on meme stocks during the pandemic, and as a result has the financial freedom to do things he is passionate about rather than things he has to. He is finishing up a theology PhD and having the time of his life. We've traveled together to places all over Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. He also coaches high school basketball during the season, which he loves. His parents think he is wasting his time not going to law or medical school, and they see my Instagram of our travel pics and some of the gifts he's gotten me and think I'm bleeding a grad student on a PhD stipend dry, when in reality, his dividends alone are 6 figures. His sister sent him care packages with food because they think he will starve to death spending all this money on me. I've asked him to tell his family it's not true and that he's well off, and he says that it would cause more problems because his extended family has fought over money before. How do I get them to see that I actually care about what they think of me and that they see me as a bad influence and a gold digger of a PhD student? First of all, you can't really care what people think about you, right? You're in this relationship with him. And I know they say when you get in a relationship, you're in a relationship with the people's family, but in your immediate area, it's him. So as long as he likes you, he's into you, that matters more than what they think of him. Now, if you really feel some kind of way about like the care packages and stuff like that, you could just out him. You could just tell him, like, he's sitting on stacks. He's just not telling y'all. He's sitting on bread. How do you think we're taking all these trips and things like that? Because if you were a gold digger, if you were using him, y'all wouldn't be able to take the trips because you wouldn't have the money, right? So, and the reverse is true. If How are you a gold digger if you got the money to take both of y'all on all these trips? So it's clearly not true. You're not a gold digger. You're not using this man. I just would let go of worrying about what other people think of you and enjoy your relationship. Have a good time. Let them think what they want to think, and don't waste your time worrying about that. All right, the next letter. My boyfriend, who's 36, and I, 27, have been together for 3 years, and I have no children of my own. That's important. During a small break in our relationship, my boyfriend got another woman pregnant. Okay. I accepted this and stayed with him only to find out that he was speaking to her behind my back. She reached out to me and told me, she said, woman, a woman, have you ever been in love? Okay. I stupidly chose to stay with him. Girl. And now I've come to find out that he has a second woman pregnant. Why would you write this to me? He actively sees her, stays over, and has keys to her home. Girl, that ain't your boyfriend. That's her boyfriend. You decide at this point. Both women claim he said he wanted a family and loves them. They both claim he love bombed them. I'm sure. He claims none of these women matter to him, nor do the children, because the women don't add value or do anything to serve him. He says this is something I should be okay with because he wants someone who accepts him for everything. That as a man, he should be able to do and see whoever he wants. I'm devastated and told him he has broken my heart. I do love him, but I don't think I can forgive or accept this. So many things he says and does shows selfishness. Am I dating a narcissist? I would say 100% yes. Yeah, like 100% yes. And this whole, as a man, he should be able to do and see whomever he wants. Well, then don't be in a relationship, sir. Just be single and go out and sow your oats. As for you, girly pop, why would you? I don't understand staying the first time, but I guess you were like, it worked for Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. But staying the second time is just absolutely batshit crazy, and you're just torturing yourself. He claims none of these women matter to him, nor do the children. That is cold-blooded. That is, if for not even a man, for a person to be like, the children don't matter to me. Exactly. Jesse said, why do you want him? Why do you want to be with this man? And you clearly don't matter to him because he was out there, giving up his seed without you to 2 other women. Girl, get out. Pack your shit right now. This minute, if you haven't already, right now, this minute, pack your shit. Matter of fact, leave your shit. You just go. Just get in the car and go. Block him on everything. Let him clean up your shit. Go shopping. Get out. What is wrong with you? Oh, my God. Okay, let's see. For a while, I felt like my partner of 5 years, 3 living together, wasn't responding to me on an intimate level. When I'd kiss her or hug her, she didn't seem to reciprocate like she once did, and very rarely does she initiate intimacy. She suffers from depression, so I try my best to respect her feelings and never push her to do anything. That's nice of you. A few days ago, I looked at her messages. Oh, you did it to yourself, buddy. I've never done this before and wish I hadn't. Yep. I'm aware it was a huge invasion of privacy and feel very guilty for betraying her trust. But what I saw simply can't be ignored. I found messages to another guy, her friend, that when we started dating was the don't worry about him guy. Ugh. The messages were all very explicit, flirting and reminiscing about a time before me when they spent the night together, even sending pics to each other. Even a few messages from her saying that he's always been the one for her and that she listens to music that reminds her of him all the time and that he's always on her mind. The messages were a handful each month for the last few years. Is this even cheating? You ain't her man. That she sending the messages to her man. You are not her man. I don't know what you are providing for her besides y'all living together. So maybe she's just not in a position to move out. But baby, that's not your girl no more. That's not your girl. She's I can't even say she's in the streets because she's in a whole other relationship. Go ahead and let that go. I agree with you. It's most definitely cheating. My advice would be, like I told the one before you, pack your shit now. Actually, again, you know what? That's right, Jesse. You listen, DM me or email me, and I will connect you to the lady from the email before yours. Maybe y'all should go out. Y'all seem to know about loyalty. So maybe y'all should, you just find somebody else who knows about loyalty and leave these bozos alone, all right? Y'all, that was this a week's It's a Me, a Mario. That's a great blooper. Anyway, y'all, that was this week's episode of Shade Shenanigans. Thank you for joining me. And make sure you follow me. Make sure you feel free to DM me, Cristal Bubblin, on all platforms. You're watching this right now on Next Mood Swings YouTube channel. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. Go ahead. Yep. That button. Hit the button. Hit that button. Okay. Good job. And follow Next Mood Swing on all platforms as well. Feel free to email us at sendshade@gmail.com. With that being said, y'all have a great week. I'll holler at you next time. Remember, Wakanda forever. Peace.